Hey, if you own a business, you probably realize you won't run that business for all eternity. You might be fortunate enough to have some family members or kids that want to take over the business when you're ready to go enjoy something entirely different. Or maybe you've got some employees who are going to create an ESOP program for the employees to take over the business, but in many cases, a lot of business owners decide to confidentially go to the marketplace and find the right buyer to get the best price and have that peace of mind knowing that their legacy will carry on after they're going on doing other great things in life. So hopefully that's going to be something you would consider. And if you do, you're going to get to the point where you go, I'm ready to sell on the marketplace, and you're going to get your financials together. So what I see a lot of times is that business owners start working on what's happening this most recent year, and they show, hey, I'm making a great profit. Yes, I've been hitting $5 million and only making 175, but in the last year, I made over $575,000 in EBITDA. So if you look at these two graphs, these are what I call the hockey stick, which is a terminology I've gotten from a lot of the bankers that do SBA lending, versus a more credible. And of course, it looks more credible when you've been making that type of numbers all along year after year after year. However, as business owners, we don't want to pay any more taxes than we have to, and we want to stay out of trouble with the IRS and do the right thing, but quite often, our accountants lead us towards making sure that we pay the minimal amount of taxes. Now, it doesn't mean that just because your bottom line on your financials that shows a smaller number doesn't mean that when you make some adjustments and you say, wait, I've been paying my spouse who isn't really working that much, or I've taken this vacation, but we did a tour of other businesses like my own in Italy or what have you, whatever you're writing off in your business, right, gets added back to adjust to this normalization. But overall, at some point down the road, you need to be able to, in order to get the best price for your business, show a continuity of growth. Now, if you don't have a situation, and like this hockey stick situation applied where a lot of people were willing to kind of accept it because of the COVID impact, but that goes back to 2020, 2021, and maybe, depending on some of the industries that shifted forward because they were impacted by COVID, into 2022. That doesn't help us so much for a lot of 22, 2023, and on sets of financial numbers. Not too long ago, we dealt with a client that had to go back and actually reposted their financials for their 3 businesses they were selling as a group and actually redid their taxes, paid a little penalty, paid a little taxes, but they got the numbers, so it really reflected what they believed to be a true earnings for their business, and it was able to get through with the SBA. So just think through the process and realize that as you start looking at your records, you're going to have a reckoning where you say, hey, this year looks really, really good. Most buyers and most bankers are going to say, but yeah, why weren't the other 2 years that good if that's the case? You need to be able to give an explanation, and sometimes it's worth preparing a couple years in advance to get your business to the marketplace. This is Brian Stevens with Legacy Venture Group and BuyBizUSA. You can scan on to our QR code and get a copy of our business seller success guide, or you can reach out to us at LVG, that's Legacy Venture Group, advisors.com. You can also find us at BuyBizUSA.com. We'd love to chat with you, help you out any way we possibly can, make great things happen. You've got an awesome business. Keep the legacy alive. Take care. Thank you.